Hello and welcome to today's Holiday Cook and Clean with me. I've got my checklist, and for the first time in quite a few years, I have got motivation for this holiday season. Hello you all, I'm Shayla, an earthy mountain mama of 6, and we're a big homeschool homesteading family. I work part-time from home as well, and so I know how adding just one more spinning plate to all those other spinning plates can make several others come crashing to the ground. Today I'm going to share 7 best things that I've learned throughout the years to get through the holiday season. And at the end, I'm also going to share a devotional to uplift and motivate the Christian mamas out there that are simply just wanting to make the holidays special and memorable for their families while maintaining their Christian sanity in the process. So one of my first tips is to simply focus on the food. You already have to make food for your family anyways, so why not make some recipes that have a little bit of flair to them? And this is one of the simplest things you can do to make holidays a little more special for your family. Again, since you're already cooking, it's not like you're doing a whole bunch of extra things, but it's one way that you can show your family that you do care and you are trying to make the season special. If you would like a list of some holiday food ideas that we love, I will link to a blog post I did a few years back. I'll put it in the description box below for you. It's bright and early on this morning, and I am going to start out with making some cinnamon rolls. I had a whole lot of sourdough in the fridge prepared in advance. I had like several batches, and I do that every beginning of the week, and then I just pull the bread out through the week and do with it whatever I need. So on this particular morning, I am going to make some cinnamon rolls with a twist. I will link to my cinnamon roll recipes in the description box below, but the twist with these ones is I'm going to do some pear butter inside of them. This is going to be so good, you guys. You can make these up as early as like 2, even maybe 3 days in advance. You could make it up a week in advance and then freeze it if you want to, and take it out the day before you want to cook it and put it in the fridge. And just the night before, since it's sourdough, the night before you can take it out, let it thaw. I wouldn't freeze it in a cast iron dish, FYI. But you can take this out and let it thaw the night before. By morning, it'll be ready to pop in the oven. And you'll have a lot of happy campers on your holiday morning, and all you'll have to do is just sit there and drink your coffee and maybe make some eggs or do the last minute holiday preparations. I used to be really good at pulling off holidays. That is when our family was a lot smaller and I had a lot less children and was not homeschooling 6 kids. Homeschooling is like a full-time job, y'all. Anyways, but my trick has always been to start as many days in advance as you possibly can. So you can do the pie crusts a few days before the holiday. You can make casseroles and have them in the freezer. I like to start up to 2 weeks in advance sometimes, just so that the days leading up to the holiday are a little more pleasant, less stressful. But one of the tricks is when you're making a meal, when you're making something for the holiday, you can start way in advance and just make 2 of everything. So if you're gonna do a green bean casserole, you can make it a week in advance. Make 2, one for that night, and then put the other one in the freezer for the holiday. Just don't put your French fried onions on there until the holiday. Before we go any further, I do need to take a break and tell you guys about today's sponsor, because starting today, they are having a 30% off sale for my viewers. If you have not heard of them, let me introduce you. Friends, meet Nakano Knives. Nakano Knives have quickly become my favorite and most used kitchen tool. These knives are forged in the city of Seikai, Japan, which has a long tradition and history of Japanese sword and knife making. These knives are not only beautiful, they're extremely sharp and very durable. Nakano Knives have been used by professional Michelin star chefs and are used in some of the most renowned restaurants in the world. They have a few series of knives at various price points for you to shop through. What you see me using here is a beautiful Mito Santoku knife with a natural olive wood handle and high carbon stainless steel. As a big family mama, I do a lot of cooking and I spend a lot of time in the kitchen chopping. When I need to get a job done well and I need to get done fast, I always reach for Nakano. Once again, you guys, they're having a 30% off Black Friday sale starting today. Head on over to their website and you guys don't forget it's gift giving season and these would make the most wonderful gifts. You know, I'm sure we all have that one friend or family member who every time you go to help them out in their kitchen when they invite you over and you go to use one of their knives that are supposed to be, you know, chopping, slicing knife, it's almost like using a butter knife. Those are the friends that you need to get a Nakano knife for because friends don't let friends use bad knives. Now, if you want the discount, you got to use the link I have for you in the description box below and the code that goes with it. So look in the description box below for those. All right, it's time for my next tip for moms through the holidays. There's a sheet in here. Why is there a sheet? There's clothes in here. This is the blanket bin.
No wonder it's so cute.
Yeah. Kitchen towel. Looks like it's clean. There's toys. There's underwear in here. Are these your underwear? Go put these away. Designate. Don't do everything yourself. You guys, if your kids are the main mess makers in your house and they're big enough to go around and make big messes and put things in the wrong places, they can help clean it up. And the best way that I have found to get them on board and to get their help through the holiday season is to make a deal with them. And this is my third tip. This is something I actually learned in therapy. My therapist taught me, make a deal. So basically it looks like this. Hey kids, you want me to make cookies? How about you guys clean the bathroom for me and then I will have time to make cookies today. Or hey kids, I will have time to make such and such dish and do this Christmas shopping if you guys can help me out by washing the floor. Kids get a little more excited about helping out when they know there's something good for them on the other side. In this scene, I didn't even ask my son to clean out this closet. I just mentioned it needed to be cleaned out and he was all over it. He likes to organize, so he cleaned out the tool closet. He did such a wonderful job. And over here, I have another helper. We're done with our pressure canner for this season, so this son of mine's gonna take it downstairs. And look at this, I've got another volunteer. Of course, I will say all of the kids seem to think it's fun running the rug and upholstery cleaner. And I guess I have to admit it is kind of fun. By the way, if you guys are looking for a way to like completely deodorize your house before the holidays, consider the carpets and the upholstery. Those harbor so many odors. I like to clean our carpets at least 2 and 3 times a year if I can. And it always smells so good and fresh when we get that done. So in these scenes right here, I am trying to organize our entryway. We are hosting this holiday season, and this is what people see the instant they come in the door. So we are working on decluttering all of the rooms. We're working on organizing. I've got this little end table here that my son decided he didn't need anymore. And so I told the kids, hey, help declutter and let's see what we can sell. So the kids are looking around for things to sell. And this table's one of the things that one of the kids wanted to get rid of. That is another bonus tip that I didn't include because I know you're hearing that everywhere. But of course, decluttering before you bring in any decorations really helps with keeping things from feeling claustrophobic. It's also a good idea to have the kids declutter before they end up getting some new gifts for the season. All right, in these scenes, it's project time. We finally got a range hood, and I'm very excited. Since we have a log home, when we're cooking, those food odors just really kind of take over and sink into that log. So I am excited to have a range hood finally. Most of my life, I have not had a range hood in my kitchens. So this is kind of a new thing for me and a new luxury, honestly. This range hood, though, is stainless steel, and I have gold accents all over the kitchen. So I decided I'm going to try this unique kind of contact paper. I researched fire-resistant stainless steel type papers to put over things like this, and this is what came up. I can link to it below. I'm not crazy about the color of this. I feel like it's a little too yellow. It was super cheap though, and it comes in a variety of colors. This roll was only $6. So I might change it out eventually, but it's definitely good enough for right now. Whew. That was intense, you guys. Oh my word, my daughter had to come in and help me with this. And that was definitely some drama. Wow, we are sweating. It turned out okay. I think if we were better at applying this stuff, it would look a little better. I don't think you'll be able to tell in the camera though. And I definitely, once I get it up there, I don't think we'll be able to tell.
Since I walked through your door, it's never been quite this long before. Taking some time to get all settled in, and I'm the happiest I've ever been.
In these scenes, I'm gonna start cleaning out my closet. I had these white bins in the kitchen and I didn't need them anymore since our island space has been coming along. So now I can bring these into the bedroom and repurpose them in here and get rid of these old cloth bins that I used to have things in. So while I clean out my closet, we're gonna talk about the next tip. One of the most important tips that I have for you today has to do with self-care. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself because I think it will help some of you relate. I think a lot of you will be able to relate to this. I also want to share this just as kind of a little bit of a heads up, something to look out for. We've only lived in this home for 1.5 years now. I'm still working to get situated. The home is under construction and we still have a long ways to go to finish it. It's been a lot of work. This is our dream home though, and we are completely in love with it. Last year was our second move within a 5-year time period though. A few years back, we moved our family of 8 when our youngest baby was just 8 weeks old. And we moved from the Midwest to the Pacific Northwest. The move was so difficult, and it was extremely difficult for me to take care of myself. Not long after the move, I started getting sick, and about a year after the move, we found out what was wrong. I had come down with an autoimmune disease. So now I am a huge advocate of self-care. If you don't take care of yourself and you get sick, it's not going to do anybody any good at all. Nothing is worth sacrificing your health over. So you need to do whatever you need to do. And if it means doing less over the holidays, then so be it. Because if you lose your health, then everybody loses in the end. So please don't sacrifice your health for something like holidays. I like this dresser a lot, but the problem with it is that the drawers are very narrow and they don't hold very much. And so it's nice to have these bins for off-season clothes. So this is super cool. Look at this. Look how organized this is. I feel like a grown-up now, except this one. This one's a fitted sheet and I didn't really fold it. I just kind of rolled it up, but we won't tell anybody about that. Got a volunteer. She volunteered to wash the doorknobs.
I never thought that dreams could really come true. I never thought I'd ever find someone like you. We lose our way, but always lean back in. And I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm the happiest I've ever been.
And another tip that might be hard for some of you to relinquish, depending on your situation, is let the kids do the decorating. They're going to enjoy it probably more than you would anyways. Kids love to decorate. So hand over that Christmas and that Thanksgiving and all the holiday decorating to them. Seasonal affective disorder is real. Look it up if you have not really heard of it before. Also, depression hits a lot of people around the holidays. And one of the things that seems to really trigger both of those is overwhelm, feeling defeated because of the to-do lists. So again, let the kids decorate while you do something else that you really need to get off of your plate if you're feeling super overwhelmed through the holiday season.
We were made for each other to hold on to. I was carved out of redwood beneath your moon. I was birthed in the mountains under the sun.
In this scene, I'm going to make one of our family's favorite holiday treats, and it is Greek spanakopita. So this is with spinach, feta cheese, Parmesan cheese, and sauteed onions. There's some garlic in here for seasoning and a very small pinch of salt. You don't need to put very much salt in because the Parmesan cheese is pretty salty. And this takes me to my last and final tip. You don't have to make everything from scratch. You can do semi-homemade. Because here's the thing, what is the purpose for making the holidays special? What is the purpose for going through all of the things and doing all of the things for the kids? It's to give them a memorable, special time. But let's face it, if we're going completely psycho trying to make it special, once these kids are grown and gone, are they really going to want to come home for the holidays? And are Christ, love, joy, peace, and gratitude going to be their primary feelings for the season, or will it be anxiety? Our kids learn by our example. So it's better to take it easy and have joy than it is to pull off all the things and yet walk out of it haggard and frustrated. For the devotional portion of this video, I'm simply going to read Proverbs 31:10 through 31, and then we're going to go back and we're going to focus in on one verse in particular, and then we're going to do a little exercise. So reading from Proverbs, a wife of noble character who can find? She is worth far more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. She's like the merchant ships, bringing her food from afar. She gets up while it is still night. She provides food for her family and portions for her female servants. She considers a field and buys it out of her earnings. She plants a vineyard. She sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her tasks. She sees that her trading is profitable, and her lamp does not go out at night. In her hand she holds the distaff and grasps the spindle with her fingers. She opens her arms to the poor and extends her hands to the needy. When it snows, she has no fear for her household, for all of them are clothed in scarlet. She makes coverings for her bed. She's clothed in fine linen and purple. Her husband is respected at the city gate, where he takes his seat among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them, and supplies the merchants with sashes. She's clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children arise and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive, and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Honor her for all that her hands have done, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate. I absolutely love this chapter. I want to zone in now on verse 25. She's clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. I want you to picture yourself down the road. I want you to picture yourself 10, 15, however many years it's going to be until your children are all gone and moved out. But I want you to picture a quiet house, a clean house, and I want you to picture holiday prep at that stage of your life, after all the kids are grown and gone. Picture yourself making plans because the kids are all going to be coming home for the holidays. And imagine they're doing that because they remember the love that Mama put into those holidays when they were growing up, and they just can't wait to experience that again. Imagine it's been a while since you've all been together and had all the kids together. Imagine what it's going to feel like. Does it make you teary? Does it make you joyful? Chances are it'll probably make you a little bit of both. But when I think of a situation like this, I think this might be one example of what it means to laugh at the days to come. Now, doesn't that just motivate you to put God and love first through the holidays? I'm making some gluten-free macadamia nut white chocolate chip cookies. One thing I don't like about gluten-free is having to use this scale, but I got this cookbook and it's blurry on purpose. I don't think I can show you the recipe because of copyright, but I can show you the cover of the cookbook. This is the How Can It Be Gluten-Free cookbook, and they have ounces. They have an ounces variation, but then they also say if you don't want to use the ounces and don't want to measure everything out, they tell you how much of a cup to put in. So that is really nice. I've got these super nifty measuring spoons. These are nice because they're the same on each side, so you can use one. Like this side will fit inside bottles in case that doesn't, but then you can use one side for dry and one side for wet ingredients. So delicious. These macadamia nuts are from my aunt who lives in Hawaii. She brought me these. They're fresh Hawaiian macadamia nuts. For the remainder of this video, I am simply going to clean the house. I'm going to play some nice music. I'll show you a couple of my favorite cleaning tools for getting the job done quickly. You can either kick back and just watch, or you can turn the volume up and you can clean with me. me these. They're fresh Hawaiian macadamia nuts. I can't do the same thing twice.
Don't forget, because then I'm going to have to tell you again.